Good evening, Scotland. Good evening, social media land. I hope you are all very well. It is Friday, the 23rd of August, 2024, and welcome to Saorsa Live. Before we begin, before we do everything, we always do a quick sound check to see if we... yes, echoing, thank you. We need to do this. We shouldn't be echoing anymore, team in TikTok land. Yeah, we are basically broadcasting over 3 platforms: TikTok, Facebook, and also YouTube. So please forgive me if it takes a little bit of time to get round absolutely everybody to speak to you, to get your comments and things like that, all right? And also, thank you very much, both Kareem and David, for pointing out there was an echo. We always do a sound check at the start of it all, just to be on the safe side. So how are we all? Hope we're all good. Before we begin, I also like to put out a quick message as well. Where is that one? Where is the jingle that I played? There it is. So I'm going to play this and then we're going to just jump straight into everything. Start our lives with an important reminder that we are fighting one of the world's greatest propaganda machines, the British state and their right-wing oligarch-run media. To combat this, we ask that you always follow, like and share and comment positively across all social media platforms on any of your favourite Scottish independence creators and commentators. By doing this, you help to spread the word of our cause and manipulate social media algorithms to benefit our struggle. So please, for now, like and share this live stream, and if you haven't already, follow this account. Thank you. Okay, there we go. So I can't emphasise enough that every single independence creator, whether you be on TikTok, YouTube, whether you be on Facebook, whoever it is that you like and you like to follow, that you like to interact with, they need your support every single time, because we are fighting the world's greatest propaganda machine. And I like to play that right at the start because I want to encourage people all the way through the live stream to tap the screen. If you're in TikTok land, keep tapping it, share it to people. If you're in Facebook land, just grab the link to it, go and stick it in your story, stick it in your main feed, go and put it out onto groups and everything, because if they click on the link in Facebook, they can watch it wherever they are. And also, you wonderful people in YouTube land, you can do the same thing. You can say, you can take the link from the show, you can put it in, but it's a lot more relaxed across in YouTube land. I've got Aquarius and Shirley there just now as well. Anybody else that's in any part of social media world looking in on us just now, please do engage in the chat. It's really important that you do. We do enjoy having a wee conversation. We'll do our best to answer any questions at certain times of the stream as well. So tonight, excuse me, where are we? So if we do lose the live stream on any of the other platforms, just jump on to one of the other ones and you'll be able to pick up. But it is being recorded and we will upload it to YouTube as well, just to be on the safe side. Okay, right, so on tonight's show, let me get the little... Where are we? We need to go to the main camera for this one. And on tonight's show, we're going to be talking about the convention, the Scottish Citizens Convention. Okay, this is something that's been put together and proposed by Gordon McIntyre Kemp. I'm not going to spoil it or go into the detail of it all just now, because it is pretty interesting. And Ken and myself were both at the Zoom meeting, which was the Scottish Independence Congress, which is like all the Yes groups basically in Scotland are always invited to this Congress. And Saorsa being a digital Yes group, we get to go along to such things. So we're going to talk about that, and we're also going to talk about this little subject. Where's that picture gone? Hold on a second. Very professional here, isn't it? We're going to talk about Scotland's drug crisis. In fact, we're going to start with Scotland's drug crisis because it's something that we get beaten down with all the time. And I don't think it's right for that to happen at all. So we're going to start with that first, and then we'll open up the boxes to the Saorsa team. Okay, and we'll get some interesting conversation from them too. Right, let me bring up my notes for this just now. Okay. Where are you, notes? Would help if I brought the right one up, of course. I'm looking at the blank sheet. There we go, that's the one we want. Brilliant. You know, I've got a checklist to make sure I've got the right stuff on the screen, and today I don't have the right stuff on the screen. Right, so here we go. Let's just get into it. So, Scotland's drug challenges, I've called this. Scotland is facing a drug death crisis of unimaginable proportions. We have the highest drug-related death rate in Europe, with over 1,300 lives lost in 2022 alone. This is a public health emergency, and it demands urgent action. But our ability to respond effectively is being hamstrung by a fundamental issue, and that is Westminster's control over drug policy. Here's the crux of the problem. Drug policy, including key legislation that dictates how we deal with drugs, is reserved to Westminster. It's not something Scotland has control over. We are forced to operate under outdated and harmful laws like the Misuse of Drugs Act 1971. And these laws prioritise criminalisation over public health. This isn't just frustrating, it's dangerous. Scotland is being denied the ability to decriminalise certain drug use or to implement a health-focused approach that could actually start saving lives. Let me give you some examples of how Westminster's previously blocked us and kind of pushed us to the side with things. So we're going to take the supervised consumption rooms as a pretty much a prime example. For years we tried to set these up, and the resistance from Westminster was ridiculous, but Scotland finally won the battle to establish safe consumption rooms in Glasgow. Despite Westminster's ongoing block citing legal concerns, Scotland persisted in arguing that these facilities saved lives and reduced overdose deaths. With growing public support and undeniable evidence from other countries, Scotland secured the right to open these life-saving spaces. Now, safe consumption rooms are operational in Scotland, offering safe, supervised environment for drug use and connecting individuals to vital rehabilitation services. This is a victory in the way things are going, but we still have a massive problem. It does show that when Scotland fights for evidence-based solutions, it can overcome Westminster's resistance and prioritise saving lives over outdated policies. It's not enough though. It really isn't enough, basically due to the high rise in drug deaths in our nation. Another example is that Scotland wanted to push for decriminalisation of drug possession. The Scottish Government knows that treating drug misuse as a health issue and not a criminal one is the way forward. But Westminster's refusal to even consider this keeps us locked into a punitive approach that is clearly not working. Scotland is ready to make these changes, but we are being held back by decisions made in London. So while Scotland does not have control over while Scotland does have control over health services, including drug rehabilitation, Westminster's stranglehold on drug laws makes it nearly impossible for us to create a fully effective programme. The criminalisation of drugs under the UK law perpetuates a stigma, discouraging people from seeking any help that they need. They will not come forward because they feel that they're a criminal. On top of that, austerity measures from Westminster have slashed public health funding, leaving us struggling to support the comprehensive services that could truly make a difference. The bottom line is that Scotland's hands are tied, and it's crippling our ability to tackle this crisis effectively. So, what would change if we were independent with regards to drugs? Well, pretty much everything. With full control of our own drug policy, we could finally implement the solutions we know would work. We could try new things. We could decriminalise drug use, shifting the focus from punishment to rehabilitation. We could open more supervised consumption rooms with better facilities, train more NHS and social care staff to run these centres without interference. We could direct resources where they're needed, most prioritising public health over criminal justice. And importantly, we could stop Westminster from using Scotland's drug death crisis as fuel for a damaging Scotland bad narrative. This narrative is not just unfair, it's actually costing lives. For Scotland to truly tackle its drug problem, to save lives, and to build a health-centred approach to drug policy, independence is not just desirable, it's pretty much necessary. Yep, and that's how I feel about it all. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to open up the boxes so we can have a wee chit chat about the drug problem, and then we will move on to the convention. So, who have we got? There's Kareem. Kareem, you're welcome to come in. Ian's welcome to come in there. Where's my Ken? Ken, have you fallen asleep? Whoops. Hold on. There we go. And David, Mr. Cable, you're welcome to come in as well there if you want to come in. I will open up the box for you as well. And let's have a wee look. Everything else is pretty cool. Hi David, how are you? You got your television on in the background? Who's got the telly on in the background? Yes, please, that would be great. Thank you so much. It's just the news. That's okay. There we go. Are they? That's crazy. Right. I'm just going to quickly run through some of the comments there. The first one that came up there is Dolritic or Dollaritic. Drug use is utterly irrelevant to independence. Well, it's not a pro-independence thing. It's something that's used to beat us about a bit, which is pretty wrong. We should be working harder together with Westminster to make this whole thing work. And if we were independent, we would have our own policies to basically to be able to run with things. So independence only gives us the ability to do different things, where right now we can't do everything that we want to do for it all. Yeah, it's awful. I've had friends that have been addicts before. They're rehabilitated now. I'm very lucky that they didn't become a statistic, to be perfectly honest. But I have to say that when you look into what we can and can't do for it, it's quite shocking. And I do feel that the whole Scotland bad narrative around the drug issues that we have in Scotland, if it's Scotland bad, we're talking about people's lives, we should be able to turn around and say, look, give us a better solution then that we can work with and move forward. There we go, hold on a second, I've just had a message through from Barry in YouTube land saying that they can't hear you guys in YouTube land. Hold on a second. Right, Barry, is there an echo in YouTube land? David, can you please just give us a wee 5-second countdown? Just to see if, there we go. Let's see, it will take about a minute, maybe 40 seconds to filter through to YouTube. It's not the echo, it's Barry said he couldn't actually hear anybody. You might be able to hear people now. On YouTube. Yeah, that's brilliant. Good. Right, that means it'll be working again then. That's fantastic. There we go. they might not be able to hear you. Right, hold on. Let's try. Hold on. I'm going to put YouTube on my phone now. We might get some feedback. Don't know. I'll find out for that. I don't want to put the volume up on Facebook because it's on my iPad just now. So, but we'll check it. That's okay. You keep it down nice and low. What I'll do is, right, okay. It's live there. Hold on. Right. I've opened up 3 separate mics now. Going to a feed, but the guests still can't be heard just now. Hold on. That's not good. No sweat. Okay, right. I don't know what. Oh dear, that's really, really not good because all of a sudden it became echoey. Right, I know that my mic. Why I didn't touch any of these feeds at all for this. Right, we don't want B1, we want maybe B2 is the one to put it through. We should not. Right. Cream, can you give me a 5-second countdown, please? Just. Right, that didn't go through there at all. Rest in peace, my ear, says Barry. Can anybody hear the guests in YouTube land just now? Just checking. And if I paused that. Hold on. We should not. That's so annoying. I tested this. Here we go. Right, no, so Cream's not coming through on that. That's garbage. You know, I tested this earlier on today and it worked fine. Let's try one more time. No. Hold on. I've got different channels open for sounds. Apologies for the technical hitch, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Can you give me another 5-second countdown, Kareem, please? Here we go. Dave says he can't hear anybody, so can Aquarius. Says he can't hear anybody either. Hold on. I'm now going to go and check on YouTube as well. All right. Right, so the sound's coming through okay on YouTube for me. Anybody on YouTube land, can you hear the guests? I don't know whether you can or you can't. Right, okay, hold on. Let me just see what channel you guys come through on there. Right, let's see if that works now for you. One more chance, let's see. Kareem, say hello, see if that works. I think I've got it. I think I've done it. Hold on. It takes about a minute to catch up on YouTube. It's so annoying. We're just waiting. We're just waiting. Right. We might just have to drop the live on YouTube, guys, and just keep it on TikTok just now. For it all. Which is fine. Well, I've got the same problem of just looking at my sounds coming through there, but your sound is not. But I know that this cable input D. Right, hold on. But it's not coming through on that. Virtual audio cable, TikTok D3. No, it's not doing it. Right. So unfortunately, I will have to close the live on YouTube, basically because there's no sound coming through. So if everybody wants to move across to TikTok, that would be much easier. I'm going to close the live down on YouTube as well. It makes it a bit easier, I suppose, for me to manage, rather than have lots of other conversations. So apologies to Aquarius, Barry, and everybody that's sitting there in YouTube. There's quite a few of these in there, so I can only say I'm sorry. I will do a sound check and play around with it after the main live, after we've talked about everything else that we're talking about tonight, and then we'll just take it from there completely. What a pain. I'll just keep them open because people hear me talking. I'll bring in Tam as well into the live just now too. I wonder where Ken's gone. I'm going to have to message him because he might have fallen asleep. Let's see. He may have messaged me saying he's not up for it or something. Let's see. Are you there? Right. So we'll just go back very briefly and talk about the drug things there just now. I personally think that we're kind of hamstrung with regards to what we can and can't do with regards to drug rehabilitation in Scotland. And I do agree partially with Dollar Tick that it's utterly irrelevant independence, apart from the fact that we don't have the abilities and the powers to do the things that we want to do. If we did, we would probably, if we were independent, we probably would. What's your guys' feelings about, David said what he felt earlier on, what do you feel, Cream, about what's going on with our problem of drug taking in Scotland? I don't think that it is. Yeah. Yeah, I just think that somebody somewhere, this sounds really cruel and awful what I'm about to say, somebody somewhere wants us to fail, wants us to put ourselves in a position where we can't do anything, and we try things and we fight for things to change. But it's like the big brother saying, no, you can't have that, we're not going to let you do that, that's against my rules and you have to abide by my rules. But we're talking about, people dying, and we're talking about people's lives being ruined. Yeah, something, maybe they shouldn't have taken drugs in the first place. I totally get that, but we're in a position where they are addicted and they are taking them, and there's a criminal sense for that, and they won't come forward. It needs to be treated like a public health issue, to be perfectly honest. But that's just where I am with it. Tam, good evening. What do you what do you feel about it? Yeah, totally. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, the sort of like the smuggler gangs is one thing, but there's a I don't know if you're aware of this. There's also a report from Police Scotland that shows that most of the drugs that come into Scotland are from gangs across the border in England who receive the drugs coming in, and then our drug problem is related to gangs in England. And I'm not saying it's an English problem. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm just saying the gangs are situated in England. There seems to be more narcotics coming in through England and into Scotland. So it needs to be, from a criminality point of view, the suppliers of drugs, there needs to be far stronger policies and police procedures to be able to try and knock that out, first of all, you know, as a whole. Aaron, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you were to talk about like the substance for puffing the chiba with, um, as far as I'm concerned, that's something that could easily be decriminalised, and it could be licensed, it could be taxed, and it could become you could have certain licensed premises in each city. You don't want to saturate it all, but then that means if you've got smaller places that are licensed to have this substance and to sell it for medicinal purposes as well, right? You could then take that, tax it, regulate it, and move forward as an experiment, at least to try it. It's something that I think that would probably work. And I hate to say it would be amazing for tourists as well, wouldn't it? I mean, if you think about it. Yeah, yeah. I find the whole thing insane. It's crazy. It's crazy. On you go. Yeah. I think that certainly from the Chiba point of view, this going the same sort of route as Colorado and is it California as well now as well? So yeah, no, I think definitely think it's a positive way forward to do it. I mean, you have to take baby steps though. It can't just be right. Let's have like 10 places in Edinburgh and Glasgow and Aberdeen and everything like that. No, you start off with one city, or, yeah, and then move forward with it. From when you move on to, and even if we were a normal independent country, right, I still think that a trial like that would be beneficial because it kind of you learn from what works well and you learn from the mistakes that are made, from it all. And I do think licensing it and taxing it as well is the right way to consider it as well. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Can you get them over here? Hmm. I know somebody that's got. I know somebody as well that's got a medical card. I will put the feelers out and ask how they obtained it and how long it took for them to do it and everything. Um, we don't need to do it now. We'll do it. We'll do it as part of another live. We'll talk about that separately from it all. Or if you guys want to meet up on WhatsApp or something and share the way of going forward with it, that would be astounding for it all. Listen, I want to wrap up the drug problem chat. I want to reiterate right now something that Tam said. If the drug consumption rooms save one life and that person goes on to have a better life, that means that it's worked and it's worth its weight in gold. Anybody and any person in the chat, any person that likes to belittle Scotland because of the drug problem, I just want to say it says so much more about you guys than it does about people trying to save the lives in the first place. Because by belittling people wanting to do something positive who are restricted by a government, that is just outrageous. There should be somewhere in the middle ground where if Westminster cared, right, if they actually cared about the drug deaths in Scotland, they could turn round and they'd say, right, okay, look, go and trial that in Edinburgh, go and trial that in Glasgow. We need to save our citizens. But no, it's not like that at all. It's exactly the opposite. And that is what truly is disgusting about the whole thing. Right. I am going to bring us into basically playing a little video that I made, about 2.5 minutes long, to introduce the Scottish Citizens Convention. I had a message from Ken. He's not going to make it in tonight, so it's just me that was at the meeting. So I've got some talking points to talk through, and I'll talk you all through what it is afterwards. I'm going to mute you guys just now because I need to mute all the microphones, otherwise we get echoes from it all. And I'll bring you back on after the video. So this video is basically something I just threw together with a voiceover by myself. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, let's just get it played.